Wow, everyone, I just saw The Suicide Squad on HBO Max, and I have to say, this film blew me away and surpassed all my expectations. What do you get when you get the style of John Ostrander's Suicide Squad comics, but with James Gunn's original flair of humor and action? You get The Suicide Squad. Wow, The Suicide Squad is a sequel to the 2016 film Suicide Squad. That film, I didn't really love it when it came out, and I definitely would love to see an Ayer cut after seeing this film, but I must say, this film is a completely different mission than the other squad, but we do have returning members such as Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, who arguably gives her best performance yet as a character, continuing what you saw in Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey. You also have Jai Courtney back as Captain Boomerang. Joel Kinnaman is back as Rick Flag, and I really love Rick Flag here. It shows you what happens with a character when it's given better dialogue and writing, and I really felt for this character in this film more than I did in the original Suicide Squad. We also have David Damaskin as Polka Dot Man. I was like, they're using Polka Dot Man? No one is going to be making fun of this character from the comics ever again after his brilliant performance. Seriously, it's like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. No fish jokes. Polka Dot Man was not only damaged, but he was also funny and somewhat of an awesome figure here. Believe it or not, they make polka dots awesome and they give a cool reason for his abilities. He's no stranger to comic books with the Ant-Man films, Dark Knight, the Flash TV show. We also have Daniela Melchior as Ratcatcher 2. She gives heart and soul to this movie. I love her character. And Ratcatcher 2 is pretty much the daughter of the original Ratcatcher we know from the Batman and DC comics. We also have Idris Elba as the character of Bloodsport, who is very similar to Deadshot in the first film, Will Smith's character, but he actually is a different character unto himself towards the end of the movie. We also have John Cena as Peacemaker. He brings peace and carnage in this film. He is excellent. You do not see John Cena in this. Like, all jokes aside, you really don't. He's had quite a summer with Fast and Furious 9 and this, and he's just amazing. I cannot wait to see the HBO Max show. We also have Viola Davis return, and she's more ruthless as ever, bringing the perfect Amanda Waller. We also have other people who are no stranger to James Gunn's films, whether it be his brother, whether it be Michael Rooker. Nathan Fillion is in this, from Slither. Underrated James Gunn film. I tell everyone to check it out. Really, it's an awesome film. But other than that, the Suicide Squad. This is what happens when a studio lets a director do whatever the hell they want without any interference. And also, it's an R-rated movie, and I have to say it's been a great year being a DC fan between Zack Snyder's Justice League and now the Suicide Squad. This is not only one of the best films of the year, this may in fact be one of the best DCEU movies. I absolutely love this film. It does not hold back any punches whatsoever. I was worried about the humor. Some of the trailers and the humor were kind of like a whole bunch of dick and fart jokes, and I don't like that. There's some of that here, so if you're not a fan of that, you may have a problem with it, but it's actually not as much as the trailers made it seem, and it's actually better given the context of what's going on in the film. But I must say, after the first part of it, it really kicks up a notch with the action, the carnage, and most of all, the heart. The stakes are high here. There's certain parts, certain deep cuts from the comics that I never thought I'd see, whether it goes with like a certain conqueror or even the Corto Maltese. I love it. That's a fictional place in DC Comics that we see or hear about in the animated films and the comics, but haven't heard about since probably the 1989 Batman with Vicky Vale, and it's kind of cool that they showed the Corto Maltese here. This is a lot more grounded, and it feels like a real film. This doesn't do what other comic book superhero films do. No, this film knows it's about a team of supervillains. In many ways, this is more Expendables than the Expendables. The dialogue, the humor is natural humor. It's not that kind of cookie-cutter forced humor. No, this is a movie for adults. This is the big kids playing. Leave the kids at home. And I love it. I love it. And James Gunn does bring his own original humor and flair to this film, but it also stays true to the Suicide Squad comics, whether it's the new ones or all the way back to the John Ostrander ones. And he actually has a quick cameo in this film. If you're a fan of films and comic books in general, you're going to love this. And especially as a DC fan, this is a win that feels so good. And it's been a great year between Justice League and this. I hope they keep it up. Like, this was just an amazing movie, and I think it's worthy to buy on Blu-ray. Like, I really do. cast and crew is amazing. And almost forgot, Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. You know, he is a killer great white, but at the same time, he's so cute, and your heart goes out to this guy. And Sylvester Stallone voice acting this character just adds to not only the humor, but to like the emotion that you feel with King Shark. And yeah, like I said, it takes twists and turns that you're not expecting. And if it's possible in your cinemas, I say go if you feel safe. If the Delta cases are low, go see this in IMAX. It will be worth it. Or if you have HBO Max, go ahead and check it out on HBO Max. I thoroughly enjoyed it at home. HBO Max kind of crashed a couple of times because a lot of people were watching it, but overall, this was a blast and among one of my favorite films of the year. It may be tied with Justice League for me. Like, I can't decide. They're both great for different reasons, and that's the one great thing about the DCEU now. You can have films that are lighthearted like Shazam, and you can have stuff like the Suicide Squad. You can have your epic action like Man of Steel or Justice League. You can have your Wonder Woman. Then you can have kind of like an action comedy with Birds of Prey. Each film is so different in tone that it's really hard to compare them and rank them. This is definitely my top 5 DCEU movies. It's probably like 1 or 2. It's definitely top 3 for me. Like, it'd be like Man of Steel, Zack Snyder, Justice League, and then this film, like somewhere. But this is really up there. So if I had to give it a score, it'd be a 5 out of 5 and an A+. James Gunn made a hell of a film with this installment, and I have to be honest, I know they went through a lot of problems with the studio interference and the editing. I want to see a David Ayer cut of the original film. I don't know how it would affect it, but it would just be cool to see a director's vision fully fulfilled, like this film was fully fulfilled with no interference, because I think it'd be better. And I can't wait to see where they go next. Maybe they'll call the next one Task Force X. I don't know. Maybe they can bring back Will Smith to join Idris Elba. I don't know. But overall, go ahead and check it out. You will not regret it. You'll have a blast watching this. I guarantee it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Suicide Squad. I really want to talk about spoilers. There's so much stuff that I really want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil it for people. And maybe I'll do a live stream with some other YouTubers and people we could talk about. I don't know. I'll keep you all updated. But in the meantime, this was just a blast. And yeah, don't get too attached to certain characters. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, that does it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you seen the Suicide Squad? Did you see it in IMAX? Did you see it at your local cinema, HBO Max? Let me know. And also let me know your favorite DCEU films down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe for more videos. Check out my ranking. I'm going to have another ranking after The Flash is made. I'm going to wait till some other films come out. And then you can also check out my Justice League videos up on the channel. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. You can follow me at Fred Film Fanatic. Till next time.